Hey everyone, today I wanted to do a video on how I highlight and contour. If you'd like to learn how I do it, please continue to watch. Thank you. First I started out by doing my foundation first, and the first thing I used was Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. And I put that all over my face, and then I just used my regular MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation in NC40. Next I go in with my MAC palette, my foundation palette, and use mid yellow and mid peach on the bottom. I just mix them together for a really bright concealer. Concealer brush or a beauty blender, but I don't like to because it gets it too full of it, I guess. But always remember to wash your hands before you do your makeup. Go underneath my eye to conceal, but also to brighten. Up your forehead, and you kind of could do, I guess, like I just kind of put it all over, but you can do it like a like a tree, I guess. And then I put above my lip and below my lip to brighten there. And the second one is just the Beauty Blender brand. I like to go in with the Beauty Blender first and kind of make sure that it's all blended out, and then I'll go back in with my MAC one because it's more of a stiff Beauty Blender. I'll go back in with that and use it underneath my eyes. I just like to pat it because if you're like brushing it, it will take off your foundation. So I like to just pat it, and but when I'm going up my nose, it looks like I'm brushing, but I'm just always patting it like really, really fast and just patting it because you don't want to wipe off your foundation. And it's stiff, so it really helps to um, blend out underneath my eyes so it's not so gunked up underneath my eyes. Just go in and make sure you're blending every single spot that you put concealer on. Next I'm going in with MAC Blunt from it's a blush from MAC, but it's a really darker color. If you don't want to use that dark of a color, you could go with like a dark chocolate brown, but just make sure that it's not going to make your face look muddy. The brush that I just showed is a Sigma tapered highlighter F35, and you take that and you just put that in the hollers take that and put that in the hollows of your cheeks, and I like to just do it dramatic first and then blend out. Up Using the side of the brush, I like to move it up and kind of blending it towards the apples of my cheeks, but not bringing it too far up. If you want a more dramatic look, you can definitely add more. I added a little bit more to each side just because I like of a more dramatic look when I'm going to do this. If I'm just doing my normal makeup on a daily basis, I'll just go in with the blunt maybe once, or even a lighter bronzer. Make sure you blend it out very good. The top of you can also take it and put it on the top of your forehead. It helps your forehead look a little smaller if you want it. I don't like to put too much so that it doesn't look like orangish and really mix weird with the foundation. So I only use a little bit up there. I also take it and put it underneath my chin. Next, I take my Sigma Precision Round brush. It's number P82. And I just go back in with blunt. I try not to get too much. I barely dipped it in there, but it still was a little too much. And then I just try to blow off the excess powder. You take it and you go straight down your nose. Make sure you don't go anywhere else, because if you do kind of like flare it out a little, it's going to make your nose look a little bigger. Although later on you do blend it out, but you don't. Try not to really, like, when you're applying it, don't pull it straight out right away. Make sure it's a straight line all the way down your nose. Going back in with my MAC Beauty Blender, I'm just going to blend it out. Kind of just patting it just how you did with the concealer. Next, I go in with MAC Melba. It's a blush, and I go in with I like to use a small contour brush. This one was from MAC, but the number wiped off, so I'm not too sure of the number. I just apply that on the apples of my cheeks. I kind of like to grab a lot of this so that it blends really well with your contour powder. And just apply it on the apples of your cheeks and pull a little down wherever you would like. After you've let your concealer sit for a long time, I like to let mine sit so that I can make sure that it's really in there. Then I'd like to set it with my Prep and Prime Transparent Finishing Powder from MAC. I just use my MAC Beauty Blender and pat that in with pat the translucent powder in with the Beauty Blender wherever I applied my concealer. Next, I'm just using my Sigma large powder brush. It's a F30, and just blending out all the spots where I put the Prep and Prime translucent powder, just to make sure it's really blended out well. Next, I use NARS blush in Albatross. I like to use this for my highlight, and you apply that. That is a no name or no brand brush. It's just a blending brush. I think I got it from Target. You take that and you put it right where, right on top of where you applied your blush. I'm just going in with my Beauty Blender again just to make sure everything all blends together well and doesn't look stacked on top of each other. And you can add more to your liking, or that's basically it. Thank you for watching.